Hi folks, in this video we're taking a look at the Savoy ABC Canon in Walsall in the West Midlands, plus a sneak peek at Her Majesty's Theatre and the Picture Palace, which was also an ABC hall. Lots to do, so let's get right into it, shall we? The Savoy Cinema was built on the site of Her Majesty's Theatre in Park Street, Walsall, which had become a cinema and was operated by Associated British Cinemas ABC in its final year. So let's quickly take a peek at Her Majesty's Theatre. Her Majesty's Theatre had only one screen, of course, and seated 2,000 people. It was opened in March 1900 with the Belle of New York. The building was owned by the Walsall Theatre Company and it dominated the top of Town End Bank, today renamed St Paul's Street and Park Street. It was a magnificent structure with a huge dome that had a smaller open dome on top. There were other smaller domes and minaret type features. The interior was also extremely ornate. Her Majesty's Theatre staged a mix of plays, musicals and variety performances. In 1905 the Moss Empires Limited theatre chain took over the programming of the theatre, and from April 1905 during variety programmes, it screened films as part of the bill. In 1933 it was converted into a full-time cinema, and it was taken over by ABC on the 31st of March 1936. It was closed on the 12th of June 1937 and was immediately demolished. The Savoy Cinema opened on the 3rd of October 1938 with the Mayor of Walsall, Mr E.P. Drabble, officiating. The opening film was Robert Taylor in A Yank at Oxford and John Barrymore in Bulldog Drummond's Peril. The manager was Mr N. Scott Buccleuch, who previously managed the Picture House in Edgbaston, Birmingham, the Olympia in Darwin, the Tudor in King's Heath, and the Oak in Selly Oak. The huge brick building had a semicircular central section over the entrance, which contained large windows allowing light into the circle foyer. There were 1,358 seats in the stalls and 811 in the circle, totalling 2,169. The architect was William Riddle Glenn, and it was built by Lane, Fox & Co Limited of Norton-on-Tees. The Savoy was equipped with the latest Western Electric Mirrorphonic sound system. This was later changed to RCA. The Savoy Cinema was renamed ABC in late 1960. Now here we have a picture of the chief projectionist, where there are Westar projectors with peerless magnarchs. In 1973, the ABC was tripled. Now, Screen 1 reopened on the 20th of September 1973 with 500 seats in the former Circle, with the film Love Thy Neighbour. The original projection room served this screen. Screen 1 only opened at night, whilst work carried on for Screens 2 and 3 during the day. Screen 2, seating 278, that occupied most of the left side of the former front stalls. Screen 3 seated 143 on what was left on the right side in the former front stalls. That opened on the 16th of November 1973. A painted wagon bar opened in the former rear stalls area. Now, new manager Mr. Alex Wright replaced Frank Atto at this time. During the conversion period, the building had been caretaker managed by Mike Blakemore, who stayed on as assistant manager. Taken over by the Cannon Group in around 1986, it was last operated by MGM, but retained the Cannon name. The Savoy ABC Cannon was closed on the 18th of November 1993. There was much opposition to the closure, and groups fought hard to save it, but the council, who owned the land, wanted it gone. It was duly demolished in April 1995, a job that took 8 weeks to complete. Objections to the demolition continued, with many people bemoaning the loss of Walsall's final cinema. The council had grand plans for the area, and the Savoy, well, that stood in the way. A large Woolworths store was built on the site. But don't go yet. We've now got to have a look at the Palace Cinema in the Square in Walsall, which had one screen and 1,500 seats. Tucked away in the square off Bridge Street, the Picture Palace was the first purpose-built cinema in Walsall. It opened on the 12th of April 1912 with a seating capacity for 1,000. Its eventual demise happened not because it wasn't viable, it was, but it was more to do with who owned it. Designed by local Walsall architect Harry Farmer of the firm Hicton and Farmer, the screen was at the entrance end of the building. It was closed during World War I and reopened on the 17th of December 1917 with D.W. Griffith's Intolerance. In 1920, modernisations were carried out, which resulted in the auditorium being turned around, with the screen now at the opposite end or lower end of the building in a 20 feet long new extension. A balcony was added over the entrance, and this increased the seating capacity to 1,500. The palace also received a new facade, and it reopened on the 3rd of April 1920 with Spiral of Death, but I can't find any images for that film at all. On the 1st of April 1936, it was taken over by ABC. ABC closed the Palace Cinema on the 24th of September 1955 with Norman Wisdom in one good turn. The Palace was doing good business still, but as it was the third ABC-operated cinema in the town, it was deemed uneconomic to install a full CinemaScope operation into this cinema, which had a rather narrow proscenium arch. It was then sold to the Walsall Observer newspaper and became a print shop with a canteen in the balcony. The building has since been redeveloped as part of Old Square Shopping Centre. Well, that's it. You got 3 for 1 in this one. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. That helps me a lot. And until next time, when we're looking at another cinema or two lost forever, be good to each other and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.